Welcome to this next episode in our series on Ayurveda. Today we're going to be speaking about the different tastes and the different qualities of food and how they affect the doshas, the three main aspects of our physiology, which we discussed in our previous videos. So today we want to go into the qualities, the different tastes, the 6 different tastes, and how they affect the physiology. But before I begin, I'd like to invite you to subscribe to this video if you like it, and please leave your comments or questions below. This is really consciousness-based Ayurveda, and the reason why I say that is because according to Maharishi Ayurveda, digestion occurs not just through the mouth and the digestive tract, but through all our faculties, including our sense organs and even our intellect. Maharishi explains, and I quote, "Diet is anything that is taken in from any field of perception, through any sense of perception, any mode of mind, and any mode of intellect," end quote. So this just reminds us that Maharishi Ayurveda, which we're speaking about, is consciousness-based, and any of our 5 senses and all of our 5 senses affect the strength of our digestion. It's what we take in through our sense of hearing, touch, sight, of course, taste and smell, all of these, and what we take in through our mind or intellect also affects the strength of our digestion. So today, what I want to go into, first I'll just speak for a moment about the root causes of disease. And the root causes of disease are either wrong utilization, non-utilization, or excessive utilization. So this means either we're taking the wrong type of food, we're not taking food, maybe we're fasting, or we're taking excessive amounts of food. And this relates to the time we take the food, how we're feeling while we're eating, that we're not upset or angry while we're eating, because this will completely affect the digestive process in a very negative way. And also the objects of the sense organs. As I mentioned, all the 5 senses affect the digestive process. So, as I mentioned previously, there are 3 main doshas. There are 3 main principles of physiology: Vata, Pitta, and Kapha. And as I mentioned previously, Vata is the rough, cool, light, subtle, coarse type of movement, which governs the movement in the body. Pitta is the hot, sharp, sour, fluid, and pungent quality, which governs mainly the metabolism and the digestive system. And Kapha is the heavy, cold, soft, unctuous, more slimy type of quality of the physiology, which governs the structural aspects of the physiology. And now what I'll go into is the different tastes, the 6 common tastes. And according to Ayurveda, we should integrate all 6 tastes into every meal to promote balance in the physiology. But we should increase the tastes which balance our particular physiology. So if we're mainly Vata dosha, which is cold, light, dry, and rough in quality, we would want to have more oily, heavier, or more warm foods, which will balance the coldness of Vata dosha. So now I'll just go into the 6 tastes, and I'll give some common examples of the 6 major tastes. The first taste is sweet, and the foods in this taste system of taste are sugar, milk, butter, rice, breads, and pasta. The sour taste is yogurt, lemon, cheese, and vinegar. The salty taste is any salty food. The pungent taste is spicy foods, peppers, ginger, and cumin. The bitter taste is spinach, green leafy vegetables, eggplant, and turmeric. The astringent taste is beans, lentils, pomegranates, and persimmons. So if one has a predominance of vata, or if one is feeling a lot of anxiety or irritability, and one is feeling a very light quality in the physiology, and one is of a very thin build, then one would want to increase the sweet, sour, and salty tastes, because that decreases vata dosha. So if vata dosha is out of balance and we're feeling a lot of anxiety or worry, we want to increase the sweet, sour, and salty taste, because that will decrease the vata dosha and bring it more into balance. So the way to decrease vata is to take heavier, oilier, and hotter, warmer foods, and this will decrease vata in the physiology. This taste that decrease pitta, if we're feeling a lot of heat or feeling some acidity in the physiology, we would take astringent, sweet, and bitter, and this will decrease pitta. And if we're feeling a lot of anger because of the heat in the body, we would take more cold, heavy, and oily foods, which will decrease pitta. So this is how it works. We want to, if the system is overly, predominantly becoming out of balance due to an increase of vata, then we take vata reducing foods. And if the system is becoming overly heated due to pitta, we take pitta reducing foods like sweets, bitter, and astringent decrease pitta. And for kapha, if there's a feeling of heaviness or laziness or slowness in the physiology, maybe we're sleeping too long in the mornings, then we take, to decrease kapha, we take light, dry, and hot foods, because kapha is predominantly cold and heavy. So to decrease kapha, we would take astringent, pungent, and bitter foods. So this is just to give you an idea of how we bring the physiology back into a state of balance by taking those qualities which alleviate the dosha, which is excessive and out of balance due to an excess of a particular quality in the physiology. So it's a very natural system of health, and it really brings the doshas back into balance when we understand what to take for which type of physiology. In general, we always want to have all 6 tastes in every meal, but we emphasize those tastes which we need for our particular physiology, and this will help our doshas to become more and more into a state of proper balance. So this is basically what I wanted to speak to you today about: the 6 tastes: sweet, sour, salty, pungent, bitter, and astringent. The types of foods in each example of the sweet tastes. And also there's heavy, light, oily, dry, hot, and cold foods. The heavy foods are cheese, yogurt, and wheat products. The light foods are barley, corn, spinach, and apples. The oily foods are dairy products or fatty foods and oils. The dry foods are barley, corn, and potato and beans. And hot foods are foods which are hot in temperature, and cold foods are foods which are cold in temperature. So this gives you an overview of the different food qualities and the different tastes and how they affect the different doshas. So this just enables us to select those foods which can bring our physiology back into balance. And this also pertains to the different seasons. When it's very cold or dry, we want foods which are warmer and oilier in quality. And if the season is very hot and humid, we want foods which will balance that physiology and decrease the pitta quality with cooler foods and foods which are sweeter in taste. So this is just to give you an overview of Ayurveda, and there are many avenues in which one can go more deeply into Maharishi Ayurveda. And it's a very simple system of health which helps us to become more and more in tune with the laws of nature. The laws of nature governing the universe are the same laws of nature governing the human physiology. If you like this video, feel free to subscribe and to press the like, and to also leave any comments below.